What if I told you that 5 simple sounds you make every day, words you likely say out of pure love, are actually quietly breaking the bond you've spent years trying to build? You see, your dog doesn't have a dictionary, but they do have a biological warning system that evolution has been fine-tuning for thousands of years. And right now, certain words in your vocabulary might be triggering a danger response in your dog's brain without you even realizing it. Today, we're going deep into the secret language of your dog to uncover the 5 words you should never say to your dog. We're going to look at the neuroscience of why these phrases fail, the internal ledger your dog keeps on your voice, and how you can switch to a biological safety code that stops the trembling and starts the trusting. Stay with me until the end, because the last word on this list is one that almost every owner uses incorrectly, and it's likely the silent reason your dog sometimes ignores you. 1. It's our first instinct when we see a dog about to steal food or chew a shoe. But here's the uncomfortable truth. When you shout no, your dog's brain doesn't register a rule, it registers a threat. Research shows that dogs and human infants under 14 months respond to sharp, clipped sounds in the exact same way. It triggers an interruption response in the brainstem. You think you're teaching them a lesson, but to them, it just sounds like danger. Studies from the University of Porto found that dogs who hear harsh corrections most frequently are measurably more pessimistic and anxious in cognitive tests. They aren't learning why they should not do something. They are just building an association between you and the feeling of stress. Over time, if you use no too often, it becomes filler noise or static on a radio. Eventually, your dog still hears the sound, but they stop processing the meaning, and the only thing left is a chronic state of unease. Instead of the sharp no, try a calm, neutral marker, followed immediately by a redirection to something they can do. Your dog doesn't need you to be louder, they need you to be clearer. 2. Using their name as a weapon. This is a tough one because we love our dogs' names. Your dog's name should be their favorite song, the sound that means safety, love, and fun. But many of us have a habit of using their name when we're frustrated. Buddy, no, or Buddy, stop it. Canine researcher Stanley Coren describes dogs as having an internal ledger of every time they hear their name. Every time you say their name and something good follows, like a walk or a treat, it's a positive entry. But every time you use it to scold them, you're poisoning that cue. Eventually, your dog starts calculating, is the effort of responding worth the risk of what might happen next? If their name starts sounding like a warning, they will hesitate. They aren't being stubborn, they're being smart. To keep their trust, save their name for the best moments, so that the sound of it always triggers a reward response in their brain, not a survival mode calculation. 3. The misplaced bad dog. You come home, the kitchen garbage is everywhere, and you look at your dog and say, "Bad dog." They lower their head, flatten their ears, and give you those famous guilty eyes. You think they're confessing, but science says something very different. Research consistently shows that a dog's ability to link a consequence back to a specific behavior is extremely short. We're talking seconds, not minutes. The exact window varies by dog and situation, but one thing behaviorists widely agree on: if you weren't there the moment it happened, the learning window is already closing fast. If you weren't there to catch them the exact millisecond the trash hit the floor, they have no idea why you're upset. That guilty look is actually a stress response to your current body language and tone. Research shows that even if a dog did nothing wrong, they will show that same guilty face if their owner believes they did something wrong and uses a harsh energy. When you say "bad dog" for something that happened an hour ago, you aren't correcting a behavior. You're just teaching your dog that you are randomly unpredictable and frightening. This erodes the foundation of security they need to feel safe in their own home. Now, if you thought that was bad, the next 2 mistakes are ones that almost every well-meaning owner makes daily. And the worst part, the more you love your dog, the more likely you are to make them. 4. Repetitive commands. The sit, 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 static do You ever find yourself repeating the same word over and over? Sit, sit. I said sit. In canine psychology, this is a disaster for communication. Dogs thrive on routine and clear, consistent patterns. When you repeat a word, the sound loses its value and turns into background noise. Inconsistent rules are chaos to a dog's brain. If you let them on the couch Monday but shout off on Tuesday because you have company, you aren't being flexible, you're being confusing. An animal that cannot predict its environment is an anxious animal. What often looks like disobedience or stubbornness is actually just a dog that has never been given a consistent enough signal to actually learn the rule. When you speak, use one clear word and one clear gesture. When your body language matches your voice, your dog feels more confident because they finally understand the world they live in. 5. The forced "it's okay." Picture this, and I want you to really sit with it for a second. Imagine you're at a party. You don't know anyone. The room is loud, and your stomach is in knots. You grab your partner's arm, your signal that you need a moment. But instead of stepping back, they grab your hand, push you toward a stranger, and whisper, "It's okay, just go talk to them." How safe would you feel? How much would you trust that person next time? That is exactly what happens when your dog tucks their tail, pins their ears, or leans into your legs, and you nudge them forward anyway. Those aren't random movements. That is your dog's only language. They cannot say, "I'm scared." They cannot say, "Please don't make me." Their body is the sentence. When you override that sentence with "it's okay," you're not reassuring them. You're telling them their voice doesn't matter. And a dog that learns their warnings are ignored doesn't become braver. They become desperate. That quiet lean becomes a growl. That growl becomes a snap. And suddenly everyone calls them aggressive, when really, they were just never heard. Research from the University of Pennsylvania found that dogs frequently forced into unwanted social contact developed much higher rates of long-term anxiety. Real love means being their protector first, their social coach second. If their body says no, your job is to listen. Your dog isn't asking for a perfect owner. They are asking for a consistent one. They don't keep score of the times you've raised your voice, but they do memorize how you make them feel. Every single thing we talked about today is fixable, starting with the very next time you look at them. If this video helped you see your best friend in a new light, hit that like button and share this with a fellow owner. And if you want to keep decoding the silent language of your dog, make sure you're subscribed to DogPsy. We're here every week helping you understand the creature that gave you their one and only life without hesitation. Before you go, drop your dog's name in the comments and tell me, which of these words surprised you the most? I read every single one of your stories. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.